Hello, this is Eldoric The Guardian Tank here with the Mist of Pandaria Beta for the most popular tank in the game, that's the Protection Warrior. So why don't we dive into a few of the abilities that you'll be looking at if you have a warrior tank. I got my Warrior tank right here, Adler, and we're going to be going through a few of these abilities to kind of get you acquainted with what you're going to be working on. Big changes to how the Protection Warrior and warriors in general are going to be working. Now, as you can see, what they've done here is they kind of give you what the spec gets. The particular abilities, and we care of course about what we get as a tank. Now starting off, we get Shield Slam. This is a great ability because it generates rage, so you're going to want to use it as much as possible and get it off cooldown as much as you possibly can. Now of course we go to Unwavering Sun. This is a variation of what you used to have. It increases your stamina, which is always great, and gets rid of the crit chance from bosses. Vengeance, we have this in Kata, not a big deal, same thing, helps with your scaling when it comes to DPS. Shield Block, now this is going to be critical because this combined with another ability is really going to round out how the whole new system is going to be working. It works pretty much the same way, except it guarantees an attack to be blocked, and of course also increases that block chance by 25. Devastate, pretty much the same. Revenge, pretty much the same, but it also hits things around you, which is very handy. It still has the defensive kind of restriction on it. Last Stand, no real change that you're aware of this ability. It's a good one. Alright, Thunderclap is Blood and Thunder now. It's kind of just wrapped into everything, except they call it Deep Wounds, which replaces Rend. Now, Sword and Board, that is what's going to be giving you a chance to refresh your Shield Slam, of course, get another one out, and generally a little bit extra rage there. You got your Plate Specialization, no change there. Bastion Defense rounds out the rest of your abilities. You get that at level 60 and increases your block chance and your armor values and all that. Very good, and makes Shield Wall a usable cooldown by taking off 3 minutes from that. Okay, works with the Unwavering Sentinel quite well. Now, the next ability is something you're really going to look at. Shield Barrier is the other end of the rage consumption. What it does is basically reduce magic damage by 25%. You see, it costs the same as Shield Block, but those two things together, it's what you have to choose from. Do I want damage reduction from a physical sense with Block, or do I want the Shield Barrier that's going to give me a magic reduction? So very clever, and then Clerical Block, that works into your mastery. Very good thing there, and you're going to be building up. But remember, Block does have a diminishing return coming in Mist, so you got to be aware of that. So believe me, you can't see it. This is a beta bug kind of thing, but I am in defensive stance. It's there, you just can't really see it, but you're just going to have to believe me. And that was the activation of one of my minor glyphs. Okay, so Shield Slam, again, this is the kind of thing you want to have up all the time. Revenge, operating pretty much the same way. You want to use it as much as you can, but it is on a cooldown. But, you know, gives you a little extra AoE in there. So, very, very good ability. Make sure you keep it in mind. Devastate. Remember, the weakening armor, this is kind of, I guess, to take away Sundering armor, make it a little more simple. Stacks up, you're going to want to use it. Deals a good amount of damage. Heroic Strike is the ability that can burn rage for extra damage. This is good for older content when you want more damage and your survivability isn't threatened. Now, Impending Victory is a little bit tricky here because just testing, I went ahead and glyphed into Impending Victory and also talented the Victor Rush Impending Victory. So it's a little bit different. I like the idea of just getting a little health back throughout, but we'll go through the talents at a later time. You could kind of pick what you want there. If not, you do get Victory Rush, which can take that place. Shield Block, we already talked about that. It's going to work into your rotation, increasing that block. Cleave, no real change there. It's going to hit the things around you. You can spec it in to get more. Thunderclap, if you get the minor glyph, it shoots lightning down, which is really great. Shockwave, again, it's another talent. I picked it for testing. Works pretty much the same way, but you have other options open to you there. Last Stand, going to be a little more go-to cooldown. You know how to use it, though. Shield Wall, not a big change. Nice damage reduction on a short cooldown. Now, Shield Barrier, the opposite end from Shield Block. Remember, it reduces that magic damage that you really do care about. So those two things combined are very critical. Shield Block and, of course, Shield Barrier. And you got things like Commanding Shout, which you should be acquainted with. Nothing too new. And then Spell Reflect, now you can get a few things that modify that, but it more or less works the same, and you can kind of get a glyph that helps out the group if you want to use that, so pretty good. And then of course you got Disarm, never underestimate that on Trash. And then Pummel, Berserker Rage, all the classic warrior abilities. You will notice though there is a decrease in the number of abilities you have, which is a good thing. Now you got your passive abilities, of course, critical block, deep wounds. Like I said, rend is gone. Deep wounds kind of takes the place of that. It's a good thing because, again, it takes away a move that you shouldn't have to worry about all the time, making it nice and simple. Enrage, now this is important. What this does is when you critically strike or you critically block, gives you a chance to get extra rage by attacks by 25% over 6 seconds. So this is another means for you to get more rage, and it works in there. It makes critical strike and hit and expertise a lot more important to you from a survival aspect. Of course, we got a couple more passive abilities, and there's some of them are talents. You got the sword and board, of course, to try to get as many shield slams as you can out there. So that's what you're looking at as abilities. Remember, the big thing that you have going here is that you have less abilities, but that's a good thing. You don't have to worry about arms abilities or fury abilities. You get to focus on defensive abilities, generating rage with some, and then using that rage in turn to defend yourself. The great thing about this is it actually allows the warrior to care about the buttons he's pushing, opposed to just going through a pointless threat rotation. You're actually caring because generating that rage and then consuming it and being smart about how you use that rage is going to contribute to your survivability in a big way. All right, well, thank you very much. Now, if you want to check out the Guardian Tank podcast, that's available on iTunes, and check out the other tutorial videos we have here on our YouTube page. Till next time, this is Eldoric The Guardian Tank, and thank you for joining us.